My girlfriend said you're too boring and needed space to find herself. My girlfriend Diana broke up with me after 3 years, saying I was emotionally unavailable, and she needed someone more passionate, more present. You're always distracted, Jake. I feel like I'm dating a ghost. When we talk, you're somewhere else. When we make plans, you cancel last minute with some lame excuse. I can't keep doing this anymore. I deserve better than whatever this is. She was absolutely right. I had been distant, barely listening during conversations, constantly checking my phone during dinner dates, canceling our weekend plans with weak excuses about being tired or having urgent work stuff that couldn't wait. What she didn't know was the real reason behind everything. For the past 8 months, I'd been secretly caring for my mom, who was going through aggressive chemotherapy treatments for stage 3 breast cancer. Every single day after work, I'd drive 2 hours across town to her house, help her with doctor appointments, manage her complex medication schedule, clean her house, grocery shop, and make sure she was eating enough to keep her strength up during treatment. Mom made me swear on everything I held dear not to tell anyone about her diagnosis. She was absolutely terrified of people treating her differently, looking at her with those pitying eyes, or worse, her boss finding out and pushing her toward early retirement before she was financially ready. I don't want to be the cancer lady, Jake, she'd say while I helped her with her weekly pill organizer. I want to fight this battle quietly and get back to my normal life without everyone thinking I'm fragile or broken. So instead of explaining to Diana why I was constantly exhausted and emotionally drained, I became the mysterious, unavailable boyfriend who seemed to care more about unknown commitments than nurturing our relationship. Diana moved out on a Tuesday morning, taking her plants and half our furniture. By Friday night, she was already posting Instagram stories from fancy restaurants with Derek from her marketing team. Within 2 weeks, they were Facebook official with matching couple photos. Her social media transformed into a carefully curated highlight reel of romantic sunset dinners, spontaneous weekend getaways to wine country, and heartfelt captions about finally discovering authentic love with someone who actually shows up consistently and puts genuine effort into the relationship. Meanwhile, I was spending my evenings in sterile hospital waiting rooms, holding my mom's trembling hand during her chemotherapy infusion sessions, and lying to concerned friends who kept asking why Diana and I had suddenly broken up after seeming so happy together. 2 months after the breakup, Mom's latest blood work came back completely clear. The oncologist said she'd beaten the cancer entirely and could start planning for her future again. At her remission celebration dinner at her favorite Italian restaurant, Diana's younger sister Claire happened to be there. Turns out she'd recently started working at Mom's insurance company, and they'd developed a close friendship during Mom's treatment period, bonding over their shared love of mystery novels. Claire sees the celebration photos on my Instagram story and immediately starts connecting dots in her head. She realizes the timeline perfectly matches when I became distant and when Diana started complaining about my behavior. The very next morning, Claire calls Diana in complete shock. Diana, did you have any idea that Jake's mom had cancer this entire time? Like literally the whole 8 months you were complaining about him being unavailable? She almost died twice during treatment. Jake was basically her full-time caretaker while working his regular job. That same afternoon, my phone started buzzing relentlessly. 47 missed calls from Diana, followed by an avalanche of increasingly desperate text messages. Jake, I had absolutely no idea about your mom. Why didn't you tell me what was happening? We could have worked through this crisis together. I would have completely understood and helped however I could. Please call me back immediately. We desperately need to talk about this misunderstanding. Derek means absolutely nothing to me. You're still the only person I've ever truly loved. I made the biggest mistake of my entire life. For 8 long months, Diana watched me struggle with something obviously serious and decided I simply wasn't worth her time or energy. She never once asked what might be wrong or tried to understand what I could possibly be going through that would change my behavior so dramatically. The exact moment our relationship required any real work or patience, she immediately bailed and found herself a shinier replacement. Now she desperately wants back in, but only because the story finally makes perfect sense to her.